In this video, we're going to discuss about numerical integration, that is numerical methods for the integration. Suppose we're given a function y is equal to f of x, which is defined as a set of tabular values. So here x takes the values from x0 to xn and y takes the values from y0 to yn. So with the condition that x1 should be x0 plus some number h, where h we call as step length, x2 should be x1 plus h. So if I replace x1 by x0 plus h, I get x2 as x0 plus 2h. x3 is x2 plus h, that is x0 plus 3h. If I substitute x2 as x0 plus 2h here, I get x0 plus 3h, and so on. xn will become x0 plus n into h. That means the values of x should be equally spaced. The difference between any two consecutive values of x must be same, which is equal to say h. So let us put this graphically. So we'll take x-axis, y-axis. So as we know, a function in one variable represents a curve in the xy plane. So this is y is equal to f of x. So and we are given for x is equal to x0, the value of y is y0. So x equal to x0 is some point on x-axis, and y is equal to y0 is the value of the function for x is equal to x0. So y0 is the value of this ordinate, that is 1. So the length of this ordinate is y0. Similarly, for x is equal to x1, the corresponding value of y is y1. So the ordinate at x is equal to x1 is y1. Similarly, for x is equal to x2, so the ordinate is y2, and so on. For xn minus 1, it is yn minus 1. And for xn, we have the corresponding value of y as yn. So the interval x0 to xn is divided into the various ordinates y0, y1, y2, so on up to yn. So if we count these ordinates from y0 to yn, so they are n plus 1 in number. So the number of ordinates are n plus 1. And here, as we know, x1 is x0 plus h, x2 is x1 plus h, and so on. So we have the intervals here. Say x0, x1 is one interval, x1, x2 is the second interval, x2, x3 is the third interval, so on up to xn minus 1, xn. So the main interval x0 to xn is divided into various subintervals. So each interval will have the same length, which is equal to h, and the number of such intervals. So if you count here, x0 to x1 is the first one, x1 to x2 is the second interval, x2 to x3 is the third interval. So xn minus 1 to xn will be the nth interval. So the interval x0 to xn is divided into n subintervals. So number of subintervals is equal to n. So if you are having n plus 1 ordinates, there will be n subintervals. So the number of subintervals is always one less than the number of ordinates. So if you're having n plus 1 ordinates, there will be n subintervals. And from this last expression, xn is equal to x0 plus nh. So you get h as xn minus x0 by n. So if you know x0 and xn and number of subintervals n, so we can find or we can calculate the value of h, which is the length of each of these subintervals, which you call as step length. So numerical integration gives us the value of the integral of the type integration of f of x dx between x0 and xn. So x0 is the lower limit, xn is the upper limit. So as we know, any single integral gives you the area bounded by the given curve with x-axis between x0 and xn. So this integral gives us the area bounded by this particular curve with x-axis between x0 and xn. The various formulas to find the value of this integral, which we call them as numerical methods. The first one is Simpson's 1/3 rule. So this is the method to find the value of this integral. So which is given by h by 3 y0 plus yn plus 4 times y1 plus y3 plus y5 and so on up to yn minus 1 plus 2 times y2 plus y4 so on up to yn minus 2. So h is the step length. So we know how to calculate this h. It is xn minus x naught by n. So upper limit minus lower limit divided by n. N is the given number of subintervals. So y0 to yn are the ordinates. So here you take h by 3 into bracket y0 plus yn plus 4 times all the values of y with odd suffixes y1, y3, y5 up to yn minus 1 plus 2 times the values of y with the even suffixes, that is y2, y4 and so on up to yn minus 2. So to apply this formula, n should be an even number. So n can be 2, 4, 6 and so on. And here h by 3 y0 plus yn, the first value of y and last value of y, plus 4 times all the y's with odd suffixes, plus 2 times all the y's with even suffixes. And if you see this formula, no value of y is repeated. Here this ends with yn minus 1 and here this ends with yn minus 2 and the first term contains y0 and yn. So we can apply this when n is an even number. So this is known as Simpson's 1/3 rule. We have one more formula, one more rule called as Simpson's 3/8 rule. Again, this formula is to find the value of the integral x naught to x and f of x dx, which is given by 3h by 8. H is a step length, so 3h by 8. Once again, y0 plus yn. And for the remaining ordinates, it is 3y1 plus 3y2 plus 2y3, 3y4, 3y5 plus 2y6. And it continues, it goes up to 3yn minus 1. So after y6, if you want to write the values, it will be 3y7, 3y8 and 2y9. So if you see these coefficients here, they go in the sequence 3, 3, 2 and again one more set 3, 3, 2 and so on. And again it will end with yn minus 1. To apply this formula, n must be the multiple of 3. N can be 3, 6, 9 and so on. N is a multiple of 3. So this is known as Simpson's 3/8 rule. And finally, we have one more rule called as Wedel's rule. Again, it is to find the value of the same integral x naught to x and f of x dx. And this is given by 3h by 10 in the bracket y0 plus yn. And the remaining ordinates are 5y1 plus y2, 6y3 plus y4, 5y5. Then we get 2y6. So if you observe the coefficients here, they are 5, 1, 6, 1, 5. Then you get 2. If you want to write one more set, so again you should take the same sequence 5, y7, y8, 6, y9 plus y10, 5, y11 plus 2, y12 and so on. And this ends with again yn minus 1. So get 5 yn minus 1. And this formula is applicable if n is multiple of 6. So n should be either 6, 12, 18 and so on. So if you observe all the three formulas, we have h by 3 for 1/3 rule, 3h by 8 for 3/8 rule, 3h by 10 for Wedel's rule. And every formula we have the first term y0 plus yn. For 1/3 rule, we have 4 times the sum of all the values of y with odd suffixes plus 2 times all the values of y with even suffixes. For 3/8 rule, we have 3, 3, 2, 3y1, 3y2, 2y3, 3y4, 3y5, 2y6, so on. And for Wedel's rule, we have 5, 1, 6, 1, 5, 5y1 plus 1y2, 6y3 plus 1y4 plus 5y5. And if it continues, we have 2y6. Now again, the same sequence follows. So this also ends with yn minus 1 term. For 1/3 rule, n must be even. 3/8 rule, n is multiple of 3. For Wedel's rule, n is multiple of 6. So let me take the first example, integrate 0 to 1, 1 upon 1 plus x squared dx using 1/3 rule, Simpson's 1/3 rule, by taking 4 equal strips, means 4 equal subintervals, and afterwards deduce the approximate value of pi. First, we try to find the value of this integral using 1/3 rule. For that, what we are given is x naught is 0, the lower limit, xn is 1, the upper limit, and 4 equal strips means 4 equal subintervals, so n is equal to 4. So if you know x naught, xn and n, you can find h value. So h is xn minus x naught by n. So that is 1 minus 0 by 4, you get 0.25. Once you come to know the value of h, you can generate the table. So take x here and y is 1 upon 1 plus x square, the given function. So starting value for x is the lower limit, x naught, and the last value of x is the upper limit, 1. So we start with 0. To get the remaining values here, just add h. So 0 plus h, that is 0 plus 0.25, you get 0.25. Add h to this, you get 0.25 plus 0.25, you get 0.5. Then 0.5 plus 0.25, you get 0.75. So continue like this till you get the upper limit. So next value is 0.75 plus 0.25 is 1. So it must end with the upper limit. Now put each of these values of x in the given function, you get corresponding y. Put x is equal to 0, you get 1 upon 1 plus 0 square, you get 1. X is equal to 0.25, 1 upon 1 plus 0.25 square, you get it as 0.9412. Similarly, replace x by 0.5, 0.75 and 1, you get corresponding values as 0.8, 0.64 and 0.5. Then use Simpson's 1/3 rule, which is the rule to find the value of the given integral. But to write the formula for this, you must know how many values of y you are having. So just label them: y0, y1, y2, y3, y4. Here yn is y4. So the formula becomes h by 3, y0 plus yn. So n is 4, so y0 plus y4. Don't write general formula. So write the formula which is applicable for the given set of values. So y0 plus yn, that is y4, plus among the remaining values you must take now y0 and y4 is over. Among the remaining values, see which are the values of y with the odd suffixes. We have y1 and y3. So it is 4 times y1 plus y3. Now y0 over, y1 over, y3 and y4 over. The remaining is only y2. There is the only value with even suffix. So 2y2. So don't take y2 plus y4. So already y4 is taken here. So no value of y should be repeated. So y0 plus y4, 4 times odd suffix is y1 plus y3, plus 2 times the even suffixes, so have only one term, that is y2. Now substitute h is equal to 0.25, y0 as 1, y4 as 0.5, 4 times y1, 0.9412 plus 0.64, plus 2 times y2, that is 0.8. So simplify, you get 0.7854. So 0.7854 is the value of the given integral using 1/3 rule. Then we need to find the value of pi, the approximate value of pi. So that is possible by directly integrating the given function. So we know the integration of 1 upon 1 plus x square. It is standard function. The integration of 1 upon 1 plus x square is tan inverse x between the limit 0 and 1. Substitute x is equal to 1, upper limit 1, minus x is equal to lower limit 0. You get tan inverse 1 minus tan inverse of 0. Tan inverse 1 is pi by 4 and tan inverse of 0 is 0. So get pi by 4. So pi by 4 is the value of this integral. 0.7854 is also the value of the same integral. So both must be equal. So just compare or equate these two values. You get pi by 4 equal to 0.7854. So pi is approximately 3.1416. Take another example. Evaluate 0 to 0.6 e power minus x square dx using Simpson's 3/8 rule and take 7 ordinates here. So number of ordinates given. So from the given integral, we have x naught as 0, xn is 0.6. So we want n. N is the number of subintervals. but here the number of ordinates given, and we know the number of subintervals is always 1 less than the number of ordinates. So n is equal to 6 in this case. So once you know n, x naught xn, you can calculate h, which is xn minus x naught by n. So get 0.6 minus 0 by 6, which is 0.1. So once you calculate h, you can generate the table. X and the y is the given function, e power minus x square. So x starts with the lower limit and it must end with the upper limit. For remaining values, just add h value. So 0 plus 0.1, 0.1 plus 0.1, 0.2 plus 0.1, and so on. So finally we get the upper limit 0.6. Substitute x is equal to various values here. So put x equal to 0, get y is e power 0, 1. Put x equal to 0.1, e to the power minus 0.1 square, you get 0.99. For 0.2, you get 0.961 and so on. And finally for 0.6, you get 0.698. So these are the various values of y. Then use Simpson's 3/8 rule, which is to find the value of this integral. So to write the formula, we should know the number of y values. So label them y0, y1 up to we have y6. So yn is here y6. So the formula becomes 3h by 10, sorry 3h by 8, y0 plus yn. Y0 is 1, sorry y0 plus y6. So n is 6 here, so y0 plus y6 is the first term. Now for the remaining values, use the sequence 3, 3, 2. So 3y1, 3y2, 2y3. Repeat 3y4, 3y5. Next is 2y6, but already y6 is taken here, so end with y5. So the last term always ends with n minus 1. N is 6, so it ends with 5. So 3h by 8, y0 plus yn, y6. For remaining 3y1, 3y2, 2y3 plus 3y4, 3y5, no 2y6. Then substitute h is equal to 0.1 and the various values of y. So h is 0.1, so 3 into 0.1 by 8. y0 is 1, y6 is 0.698. 3 into y1, 0.99. 3 into y2, 0.961. 2 into y3, that is 0.914. Then 3y4, 3 into y5. Now simplify this. So you get 0.5351. So what is 5351? So 0.5351 is the value of the given integral using Simpson's 3/8 rule. Let me take another example. Integrate log x dx from 4 to 5.8. The lower limit is 4, upper limit is 5.2. Log x base is always e, log x to the base e dx using Wedel's rule. So from the given integral, x0 is 4, xn is 5.2. Here we are not given the number of ordinates or the number of subintervals. So we need to select the value of n here. So as you know, the Wedel's rule works for n multiple of 6. So we can take n as 6, 12, 18, any number which is a multiple of 6. So here we take n is equal to 6. So if I take n is equal to 6, you can try the same example with n is equal to 12 also. So I take n is equal to 6 here. Whenever n is not given, for Wedel's rule I take n equal to 6. Even for Simpson 3/8 rule, I take n is equal to 6 because 6 also multiple of 3. And for 1/3 rule also I take n is equal to 6 because 6 is an even number. So whenever n is not given, I choose n is equal to 6. But for this example, since n should be multiple of 6, I take n is equal to 6 itself. So once you know n, you can calculate h, which is xn minus x0 by n. 5.2 minus 4 by 6, you get 0.2. Then generate the table. Take the first column as x, second column is y. So it is log x to the base e. In the calculator, it is ln x. Don't use log key in the calculator because the log denotes the log x to the base 10. So you must use ln of x, ln key in the calculator, which is log x to the base e. X starts with 4 and it must end with 5.2. To get the remaining values, keep on adding h, that is 0.2. So 4 plus 0.2, we get 4.2. Then we get 4.4, 4.6, 4.8, 5.0, then finally 5.2. Then use the calculator, get ln 4, you get 1.3863. ln of 4.2, you get 1.4351. Similarly, the remaining values. Then apply Wedel's rule to evaluate the given integral. For that, first label the values of y. So we have y0 to y6 here. And the Wedel's rule is 3h by 10, y0 plus yn. Once again, yn is y6 here, so y0 plus y6. For remaining, the coefficients are 5, 1, 6, 1, 5. So 5y1 plus 5y2, sorry, 5y1 plus y2, 6y3 plus y4 plus 5y5. 5, 1, 6, 1, 5. So if we have n is equal to 6, it ends with 5y5. If you choose n is equal to 12, then you get one more set here. So in that case, the next number is 2y6. So after 5y5, it is 2y6. Then again, you get 5y7 plus y8 plus 6y9 plus y10, then 5y11. Since we're having n is equal to 6, so our formula ends with 5y5. Now substitute h is equal to 0.2, y0 is 1.3863, y6 is 1.6487, then 5 into y1, 1.4351, plus y2, 6y3, plus y4, 5y5. Then simplify this, you get 1.8279. So 1.8279 is the value of the given integral using Wedel's rule. So these are the three examples, one on each of the rules. Simpson's 1/3 rule, 3/8 rule, and the Wedel's rule. So we'll conclude our session here. Thank you.